majestic gentleman from Karamoja.
People power. Our power. People power. Thank you very much. When I see you like this, we are winning.
I'm very, very glad to see him. Every time he comes to the headquarters, I'm always proud for that election. We were sure we were winning. And at night, the regime came giving people salt and sugar. The whole night, they moved around soap, salt, sugar. And they were telling them they can take away the NUP t-shirt. So we realized that the people need to understand. Because when there is a by-election, for example, in those areas, that is when you see V8 cars come into those areas. After the election, they disappear. They never come back. Actually, when there is an election, they bring the graders to make the roads. So that when they come with the V8, they're able to do what? After the election, they go back and the roads again get messed up. So why is it that our people are not understanding that? That this person gives you 20,000 shillings or 2,000 shillings and then you give them your future for 5 years. Do you get the point? So the duty of you leaders here today is to task you to go and educate our people. As you build structures, tell the people that they deserve better. The people of northern Uganda deserve better. The people of northern Uganda do what? Deserve better. The people of northern Uganda do what? Deserve better. You guys should say, we deserve better. We deserve better. Yeah. And the better that you deserve is not going to be delivered by any other person, but by the National Unity Platform and the combined forces of change. That is why we are here with Honorable Isha Oto and others who we agree with, who we work with to ensure that we change our country. Without wasting any other time, there is a man who has been going after thieves in Parliament. Have you been seeing him? Yeah, there are so many thieves there in Parliament and other places. Because you know how much money we lose every year in corruption? 10 trillion, over 10 trillion. That money can fix northern Uganda and you find that everything is okay. The money, and that is, if you are not talking about the money they spend lavishly, that now they want to do a birthday party. If you just look at the budget for next year, you'll see money for conferences, money for what? For trips abroad and all that. All that money, if we used it, would develop. Our people would not be eating bats. You know, you just see headlines that some people in northern Uganda end up having to go and eat either mangoes throughout the season or to eat bats and all that, just for survival. That's the indignifying circumstances are caused by the corruption of the Museveni regime of blood and shame. So without wasting time, may I invite the leader of our parliamentary front, none other than the Right Honorable Symbolic, to speak to us, after which we will invite Mama Lina Zendriga Abubu, who will invite our President Obini to address us.
Thank you. We should get a name for this man. Which one? We're going to get you a proper actual name. People power. Our power. NUP. And everywhere. Mr. President, our Deputy President, Northern Uganda, our Secretary General, our Organizing Secretary, our leadership team from Northern Uganda, our elder, our senior brother, Honorable Isha Oto. It's good to see you and everybody. It's good for us to be in Northern Uganda. I want to appreciate all of you leaders who have come out for us to be able to connect. Mr. President, this meeting could very well have happened in Kafure, but it was deemed important that for us to meet our leaders from across the districts of Northern Uganda. We come to Northern Uganda and we get to connect with you. It was tough, and by the way, that's why many times you see many meetings happen at our headquarters in Kavule, because whenever we try to hold such meetings, police and the military disrupt us. This meeting should have happened several weeks ago, but they kept disturbing us, but we are glad that finally it is happening. We want to appreciate all our leaders from Northern Uganda, led by our Deputy President in charge of the North. Thank you for staying the course. Thank you for fighting hard. Thank you for being unbuyable, unintimidatable, because there's a lot of intimidation that happens in Northern Uganda. More than any other region, by the way. Intimidation, they'll try and throw money at you, they'll try and confuse you, but you have said no, you know what you want. Northern Uganda, more than any other region in this country, has suffered a great deal historically. Most of the poverty that is in Uganda is here in Northern Uganda. Most of the poorest health centers and government health facilities, they are here. You find them in Northern Uganda. The worst schools in Uganda, they are here, sadly. And that means Northern Uganda has every reason to fight for change. And yet it is possible. You remember when we were setting out as people power, do you remember where it started from, the real fight? It was in Arua. Yes, we have been to different places in Bushenyi, in Jinja, and so on. But when our president came to Arua, it was a game changer. It was very revolutionary. And so we want to tap into that energy to say that no, if change is to happen in Uganda, it can start from Northern Uganda, and it should start from Northern Uganda. Our hope is that we shall remain united, that we shall stay the course. I have seen the several comrades that are standing for the same position, which is a good thing. You know, for us, we must be able to operate as brothers. So let's be disciplined. For those who are vying for the same position, it's okay. In fact, for us, it is a good thing. Even if there are like 10 people who want one position, that's a good thing. Because then people realize if you want to win, you join the forces of change. So I want to encourage us, rally many more people as leaders, encourage more people to come and join us. You see, the North, they have tried to confuse some of your leaders. And for some, they have succeeded. What Mr. Museveni does, when he appoints a leader from Northern Uganda, a minister, he says, you say, you people of Northern Uganda, I love you so much. I've given you this ministry, and the other ministry. But does that ministry, has it caused change in Northern Uganda? It is one individual's life that gets transformed. So they stop fooling you around saying, I love Northern Uganda, I've given you ministries, I've given you this position. No, that position has been given to one individual. Which one individual has not even transformed the lives of Northern Uganda. So let's stop being taken for granted. Let's not allow that foolery. I'll call it foolery because that's what it is. So when they tell you, you have this ministry, you have this ministry, no, that ministry is for that one individual. What Northern Uganda wants, better infrastructure, jobs for the youth, proper health care, better education, a country that functions. That's what you want. Even if, by the way, even if there is no single minister from Northern Uganda, for as long as your roads are good, your hospitals are in good shape, your schools are good for your children, your young people have good jobs, that's what you want. That's really what you want. And that's what we should together fight for. Finally, somebody talked about the regional cities. You remember the regional cities? Yes. I stood together with my colleagues and we said no to these regional cities. Because they were a wastage of money, plenty of money. Each region 5 billion to make 20 billion shillings. They said, no, you Senyonyi, you don't love Northern Uganda, you don't wish us well. They insisted, they came here in Gulu. Let me ask, after they left, did your roads get better? No. Did your hospitals get better? No. Did your schools get better? Do the young people have jobs? Did the economy of Northern Uganda get better? No. And that's the point that I was making. I told my colleagues, if you read love Northern Uganda. Let us sit in Kampala where we sit. Don't waste time. Everyone from the north come and attend. There. And even those of you who sat there, did they speak? No. It was the same MPs who were speaking. So I said now you same MPs. The same way you speak in our parliament without having to waste money on, I don't know, plenty of things and all the staff that we are failing to be brought to Northern Uganda. Let us sit in our parliament so that there is no extra wastage of money. And we debate about the issues of Northern Uganda. And then government, if you are serious, because I'm meant to come here in the north, then come to the central, then the west, then the east. I said, please. Things have remained the same now. So let's remain alert. Let's awaken our people. Let's fight for a real fundamental change in this country. It will happen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our Deputy President in charge of Northern Uganda, Mama Lina Zedriga Waru. The people of Uganda gave her a name, Miss Nacha. The way you gave her President Obidi, Ogenda came, the Baganda gave her a name, Nacha. Jaja Anna. You're welcome, Mama.
Thank you so much. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. Today I don't have much to say because I know all of you just would like me to turn over and invite the president, and I will do exactly that. But before that, Northern Uganda is a place when you visit, even if people are sleeping hungry, they will slaughter for you the only chicken. And as our president, as a sign of our commitment, there's a team that took it upon themselves to welcome you officially with a very humble gift, a symbolic gift. And Honorable Harriet, again, where is the team? Kindly, because we don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have.
The opportunity to grow crops and to really put into our product. If you are to see all the sweet from our gardens. And today, as the Deputy President is going to speak, we want to have a solidarity as Northern Uganda and say as that we are voting you as a sole candidate for National Unity Platform 2026. We have given you that fear is a symbol. Go and fight. We are behind you. As Northern Uganda, our tradition, we fight with a spear to conquer. So we are giving you a conqueror. Go and conquer. As women, we shall be cooking food home. For you men, go to the battlefield. Helmet that God is going to protect you. As people of Northern Uganda, from Acholi, from West Nile, and from Lango, we are from Karamoja, we are saying that shield is going to shield you from all the bullets. No bullets, no harm will come. Go as a fighter. Show us how you are going to fight.
Bana musharinga video tuli muno bani Uganda Gulu orine chama de musemesa ku kamera share la video ula bai ademba salamo je sharing gire nazo bite kamwe benyanya no butungire please sama yoji tole live mu mamboka ga Uganda Gulu wakede kumacha kutendeka gendo n'omwagala w'abantu Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu netutuuka mukama mulungi bamwaniriza mwante protocol batekawo zina kunda nnyo ekiribwa bweru kutwalayo oyinza ogamba la hawla wala quwwata illa billahi wasalli mali bwema nkutuka ekiribwa bweru
to conspire. The hours have become shorter. The minutes have become shorter. I don't know what to do. However, I would like to remind you the confidence that has prompted every region, every tribe, every clan to own you. They actually call you, okay, meaningful. The Langi call you Obin. The Lubara call you Obini. The Karamojong call you Lorenge Teba. The only big bull in politics. And so on and so forth. As for the leader of opposition, you have just been anointed and given the name Otekamoy. 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 And for the Secretary General, all Another one is Otim. Otim is a hard worker. You are spoiled with choice. We shall just be doing AKA. And to remind us how seriously the team took off and inspired us from nowhere. They were calling us, oh, these are ghetto people, these are only for Uganda. Hey, is the world watching? Hey. By the way, we could be in Uganda. I could be in my dream. Your Excellency.
On the phone, so that they don't pull it.
Yes, Your Excellency of party.
You could just move from down, bend and pass.
In charge of policy, Honorable Harriet. Again, policy is the heart of any organization, any political, and they entrusted it to Northern Region. Mobilization, secretary, deputy secretary, mobilization. We have the commissioner. You know, we do not have to speak back. We act. We produce. Okay? So, for me today is an affirmation and confirmation. 80. Verily, God does not change the condition of our people until they change their own condition. And in that holy book, I'm not worthy to pronounce it, the title. It says, do not weaken, do not grieve. We have come here not from a position of anger or a position of weakness. We have come from a position of power, voice, dignity, unity. Yes, Your Excellency, my message as the Deputy President in charge of Northern Region, you unveiled me with your team in trust on April 8th, the year of our Lord 2020. I have not been perfect, but I have been very resilient. And this is a manifestation. As people say, the lion or the lioness does not have to speak, or you don't have, the carcass speaks for them. And here are the carcasses. I want to invite us today as the Deputy President, Northern Region, entrusted by the party and His Excellency, to be a mother, to be a leader, to be his representative in trust that in accordance with the theme, resilience training, faith and fear both require you to believe in something you cannot see. The difference is, faith pushes you towards hope, growth and possibilities. You gave us faith. You gave us hope. While fear holds you back, keeping you stuck in in doubt and uncertainty. But both are choices we make every day. And while fear might seem easier, it is faith that opens, paralyzed by what might go wrong. In the end, the direction you choose to believe in shapes your life, shapes our lives, shapes our party. We would like to condemn the brutal killings, murders, disappearances, defacing human beings deliberately. We condemn it in totality. I invite each one of us here present to continue to be resilient, to continue to call out, to continue to act. The face of Yasin, I was in Arua, among others. The face of Eddie Mutwe. Many of us, many of you, including you, Your Excellency, yes. Today is about resilience and training. Today is about re-energizing. Today is about demystifying in practice that northern region past the struggle, past people power, and we are here to nurse it. Come rain, come shine, come prison, come death. We are here to bath it and bathe it and nurture it without fear or favor, but with affection. I would like to end by inviting all of us to take prayers very seriously. Those with the Quran, read. Those with the speed, pray. Those with the Holy Rosary, pray. Many saints and Mother Mary says these are weapons of our times. Don't take it lightly. Pray. And then finally, embrace yourself with the values we stand for as a political party. The values that we stand for are very, very critical. Because if we do not, then we will branch somewhere. Our values, in fact, if we had time, I was going to engage what is our vision, what is our mission, what are our values. Okay? But in the interest of time, and also to be fair, today, allow me in northern region, Gulu, the city of God, take the opportunity on behalf of all of you from Karamoja to West Nile via Lango and Acholi to invite that one anointed, intelligent, resilient, caring, courageous, de facto and de jure president, duly elected of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency, President One.
Thank you very much, Mama.
People power! Our power! Our power! People power! People power! Our power! Our power! People power! NUP! Everywhere! Everywhere! NUP! Kawe! NUP! Kawe! Kawe! NUP! NUP! Kawe! and gentlemen, please take your seats. Thank you, Mama. I'm really both honored and humbled to be the members of the party, the new members, ladies and gentlemen. Rubangbe, Kariduchu. Thank you very much. I was here feeling both proud and jealous. Yes, I was feeling proud because my brothers are getting actually names from Northern Uganda. But at the same time, I was feeling jealous because they are getting very nice names. The people in Acholi Quarter, in Honorable Senyeny's constituency, interestingly had nicknamed him Oteka. And now you call him Oteka Moi. Said, hey, all good things are going to go to this guy. And then, as if that was not making me jealous enough, I had you name our Secretary General Otim. I said, now this man, when you go back, is going to become Otimongoya. I welcome you, comrades, to the team of wonderful names. Friends, I'm very glad that we're meeting here today in Northern Uganda, and I'm talking to you standing on Acholi land. This is a victory. Why? Because there is every effort to stop us from meeting physically. That artificial construct of NUP is only in Uganda. It's constructed by the regime. They are deliberate. They are intentional to divide us and keep us away from each other, because they know as soon as we meet physically, we are going to realize we are brothers and sisters and connect immediately. So they use taxpayers, they use propaganda and all manner of machinations to keep us apart. So it is a victory just for us to be meeting on Acholi land. Musabe, do you know this one? Do they know this one? They have no idea. Do they know that spear? Do they know this one? As a culture man, I respect our African culture. And I don't care what anybody thinks, but when you come to my home, you will find me meeting my guests where I proudly place all these spears and shields that I get from all over the country. These are signs of endorsement, they are signs of acceptance, they are signs of love. So I appreciate the gestures, ladies and gentlemen. So much has been said. I want to appreciate our friends, the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom in Africa, for making this possible. Thank you, friends. So much has been mentioned. I also want to appreciate the presence of our senior comrade, Honorable Isha Oto. We don't take for it when you express your anger and disappointment about this regime. But I want you, moving forward, to be talking less of your anger and shining a light on the alternative, on what you plan, you and your friends, what you plan to do for this country. And I listen to him. And moving forward, I'll try to follow that advice. But please underline the word try. Why? Because it is very hard not to mention the pain, the clear pain of the people. But today, I will not talk about that pain. However, permit me to take us a little back. It is when you analyze a problem, that is when you're going to decide the right solution for that problem. For example, how did we all get here? How did we all become enslaved? Because it's not a question. We are slaves on the land of our forefathers. The Acholi and Lango and all people in northern Uganda are slaves. You are slaves on the land of Jipil and Labong. The Bagisu are slaves on the land of Masaba. The Baganda, where I come from, are slaves on the land of Chintu. And this has cut across the entire country. But how did we get here? How did we end up enslaved and divided and hating each other instead of hating the enemy? How did we get here? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind all of us that we are victims. Not just us. Me, I think I'm older than majority of you here. If you are above 43, let me see your hand. You see? If you're 44 years, if you're above. No, if you are 44 and above. They are fewer and fewer. That means majority of you are younger than me or my age. And yet me, I was only 4 years when Museveni came to power. What does that mean? Majority of us here were not born. That means we are victims and our parents were victims. We are all victims. Our parents were victims of oppression and of violence and of lies. And for us, we are victims of lies and brainwash. My brothers and sisters, this has been deliberate. It has been done by Museveni and his people, smartly and intentionally and deliberately. It started way back in the times of Idi Amin. Museveni was strategic. He planned this. It started way back in the days of Idi Amin. For example, you remember the murder and disappearance of the former Chief Justice of Uganda, Ben Chiwanuka. Some of you that research, I want you to go because all the information is online. It's on TikTok, it's on YouTube, it's everywhere. I want you to go and follow the account of Hussein Lumumba Amin. And you will find out that it is very, very possible in 90% that Museveni and his fellow criminals of Fronasa in 1984 actually are claimed to have abducted Ben Chiwanuka. In the drones of those days, the car belonged to Museveni. You choose something. Museveni wrote about that car in his book, Sowing the Mustard Seed. And he said he was parked in Mbale, where the government forces of President Idi Amin attacked those terrorists. Amin survived. Museveni survived. His friends did not survive. He wrote about it, not knowing it will come back later. Now, Ben Chiwanuka was abducted up to today. Is not seen. In the same tactics that are happening today. That was intended to make all of us, especially the people in Uganda, to hate President Idi Amin. And it worked. It worked. We all grew up hating him until the truth started coming out. That did not stop there, ladies and gentlemen. In 2004, in Bushenyi, while they were burying Adonia Tiberondwa, a former UPC member, Kainda Otafire came out as if a ghost had come on his head, and he confessed that Museveni and his people would put on UPC uniform and go in the villages in Uganda and slaughter people. These are not my words. These words came from the mouth of Kainda Otafire. These people would dress like UPC. They would go kill people, child, mother, father, everything. And then later on, they would come and pretend to be fighting for our people. And his people started. That's what I'm telling you. telling you, we are victims of propaganda and lies. We were set up against each other, to hate each other, and it worked. Until the truth came out. So we grew up hating each other. When Museveni took over in 1986, they had collaborations with people. Our uncle, his name is Andrew Botakome Kaira. He was one of the rebels that spoke to Museveni and agreed to work together. But the hypocrite and liar that Museveni is, Kaira was tricked and shot dead in 1987. But that is not the story. Where is the story? When Kaira's forces joined Museveni, they were largely Baganda. But after the elimination of Kaira, those Baganda soldiers, they were under Museveni, and as a soldier, you just take orders. They were deployed in northern Uganda. This is a conversation that I had with one of the Acholi leaders. Because in our generation, we were trying to find out, how come Kabaka Mutesa and Daudi Cheng, we are best of friends? How come Kabaka Mwanga and the old leaders of Acholi, we are friends? How come that we were so in love that even the most important place in Uganda, Kololo, is named in an Acholi language? How come we are not friends anymore? So this elder told me the story. He said after Museveni took over, the Baganda soldiers, those that belonged to Kaira, they didn't have a leader anymore. They were deployed here and they ordered to massacre. And yes, those Baganda soldiers under the orders of Museveni carried out those massacres. Tell me why the Acholi and Lango and people of northern Uganda would not hate us. So yes, we were set up against each other by the same man. This went on, and it worked for Museveni until the truth came out. That is not enough. I want you, comrades, to go and research. You have your smartphones in your hands. I want you to go and research about a genocide that they call a brilliant genocide or a silent genocide that was carried out here in northern Uganda. For so many years. Why? That was not only a revenge against former President Wuuno Bobi. No, it was to disempower, to dehumanize, to break the people of northern Uganda. That is how we got here. It happened for a long, long time. I have watched many documentaries, and in that documentary, unfortunately, Norbert Mao, who spoke very painfully for the people of Acholi against that man that used the military to dehumanize them, to destroy their livelihood, to destroy their education, to destroy their future. This is being, it was done in northern Uganda.